Okay.
Is this Evanescence? This is
so
Timu Evanescence? Is that what this is?
I'm gonna tie this in a second, but I have a
Okay.
tie-in for this.
All right.
But therefore, I cannot tell you.
Where did they place on Eurovision? That's
Oh gosh, I love Eurovision so much. It's funny. The lead up to Eurovision, I always think like, I say always. Like the past 2 years, I've kind of been like, I'm not sure I really like any of this music very much. And then by the time I watch all the performances, then I think like this is the best year of Eurovision yet, and I can't stop listening to the songs. But no, these songs do have a tie-in. But
Okay.
I will not tell you the tie-in yet. All right, that's gone now. Hey Andrew, talk to me real quick.
Hey man, it's Andrew.
Your audio is clicking in my ears. Would you mind just refreshing real quick and see if that fixes it?
Sure. Yours did that a second ago when you turned the music off. Let me just refresh.
Is mine doing it now?
No. Well, it's not doing it now.
I gotta get in that poof. All right. We all know.
I think I just refreshed some other page. I don't know what.
Yeah, you're 1,000% still here. Okay, now that he's gone. Oh, Jedi resubscribed. Thank you. Hello. Anytime now, sure. Cool, I got you even if you don't got you. Talk to me, please.
I'm trying, but
Hey.
something happened. Something got disconnected because I can't hear you. You're coming through the different speakers, and it's not letting me select my settings. So give me a second.
Interesting. Safari, am I right?
I've never heard anything bad about Safari.
Am I right? That's fine. I'll give you a second.
I don't know what I just refreshed.
So, okay. He'll be back in greater numbers. All right. This is the problem with two people. When one leaves, then it only leaves one. When there's three people, you basically always have a quorum. Hello. I'll bring you back every time. You fall, I pick you up. Still bad?
No.
Better?
Well, yeah, it's bad. The bad, I figured out what the problem is.
Great.
It's blocking pop-ups.
Oh, is that a problem?
Well, it's only a problem in that I don't know how to unblock it.
Oh, by the way, this is how you're finding out, apparently.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding.
Oh. Hang on, let's talk about that in a second. As soon as I can figure out how to.
It's not a real thing, but it is one of my favorite.
How do I turn off pop-ups?
No one knows. It is one of my favorite lines from Golden Girls, though.
Pop-up, block pops, block. Oh gosh, how do we even do this? You know?
You look so disheveled right now.
This is quality entertainment.
All from you, 100%. Yes, Mackenzie, we're slightly early, although we're not slightly early. I mean, we are slightly early, but like, we're talking about by 2 minutes. So.
Well, don't worry, we're eating that up by the fact that my system's not working.
It's needed, apparently.
Pop-up windows.
Sure.
I need to allow Restream to see things. I have allowed it.
All right.
Now that I've allowed it, I can interact with this thing.
I should have left the music on. That's on me. That's on
There
me.
we go.
Are you better now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Music can go away again. Okay, that's all.
I'm turning off echo cancel. I'm turning off.
Whoa, you got quieter. Whoa.
What?
You just got so much quieter.
How about now?
Let's see. So you turned off echo cancellation and then it got. Do I get louder right now? Am I louder?
No, you're the same. Am I same or loud or quiet?
You're fine. I turned you up, so now I have no idea.
Great. No, I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good.
We're good. Is your camera is reversed now, just so you know? The whole
Son
room
of
is
a
flipped. It's all topsy-turvy.
Wait, no, this is right. I don't usually have it mirrored.
I hear you, but flip it the other way because road reads backwards to me right now.
It does, but it always does. This is the video setup.
It's not. I hear you, and I believe that you think that. But unless you rearranged your room to Mackenzie's point, it is 100% backwards.
I flipped the room.
Okay.
It was just for fun. We'll see if I like it.
You're right. I have a new guilty pleasure. That's
better. This is the way that I normally do.
Yeah, it is. I have a new guilty pleasure. Mackenzie's got to go along for this ride a little bit, which is watching old episodes of Trading Spaces. What's the one where like you house
Trading Spaces?
Where you do house flip. You house flip for your neighbor?
Patrick.
Why? Patrick. Have you as well? Is that why you're making that face?
No. I just
because you're so surprised how in sync we are as people and how similar our likes are.
I think you're officially.
Did Mackenzie already say what you're about to say?
You're at least yes. Like you're at least borderline. Like you're teetering.
But I don't watch it. I watch it for the drama, is what I'm trying to say. I watch it for the
commercials.
No, I watch it because like somebody takes not a lot of budget.
Yes.
To then give someone what they're asking for that doesn't have a lot of sense. And then they still go off the rails and do their own thing. And the end results are just like most of them are wildly bad. And the really good ones just look like a low-end hotel. So it's somewhere between awful, like gluing hay on the wall, and like Motel 4. I'm assuming Motel 4 is lower than Motel 8 and Motel 6.
It's at least half of Motel 8.
It's at least half of Motel 8. So it's somewhere in that vicinity. Do you have any gain or anything? You're noisy. Like your line is noisy. You mind checking those settings, then we can go?
I mean, my settings are my normal settings, so it's got to be Safari.
It might be Safari, unfortunately. Let me just see if I can just turn you up here.
Do you want me to turn echo cancellation back on? Did I sound fine before?
Yeah, honestly, yes. Maybe just turn it back on to see if it goes back up.
Okay, how's that?
I cannot tell you how much louder you are when you do that. That's great. Just do that.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know. Listen, I believe you that it does not make sense. But I'm telling you, you to me just got 15 dB louder. 10 dB louder. Let me not exaggerate saying 15. 10.
Somewhere between 10 and 11 dB.
Somewhere between, yeah. All right. If you're ready to go, I'm ready to go.
No, I'm almost ready to go.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, man. Jedi, hello. 8-bit, hello. Yes, we do know where. Jedi, yes. Number one, we've given up in our old age.
Wait, did you say 8-bit?
Yes.
I'm not looking at the chat yet because I've got to get. Yeah. I was getting this stuff figured out. That is Jason Vicini, the guy that's box to board. That's.
Oh, hey, what's up? Yes, I am. I know your work. I have a whole list of things that Andrew refuses to ask you to do for me.
It's true.
I just keep sending him stuff, and he keeps saying, "No, we're friends. I'm not gonna like try to take advantage of him." And I'm like, "I don't care."
He's not my friend. I don't know him.
Yeah, Jedi, we know we're live. We're just, it's, I don't know, it's chill.
Did he just say, "Do you know you're live"?
Yeah, that's how good this content is.
Exactly. Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. And yes, Mackenzie, officially old. Listen, today I have an announcement that I'm not going to say on the podcast because I'm not that lame, but I am lame enough to say it to you, my close friends. I set my current record for my fastest Monday crossword puzzle today.
Can I guess?
Yeah, you can guess. You can guess. And this is the big.
Oh, not
the mini. Not the mini. This is the full size.
The regular. Then I'm gonna say 4 minutes and 18 seconds.
Gosh, I wish I was that good. I did it in 4 minutes and 56 seconds.
That's fantastic.
It was my best time before this.
Takes me 40 minutes. Takes me 40 minutes.
My best time before that. Well, it takes me like an hour to do Sundays, and most days are like 45. My best time was 6 minutes before today. So today was just, I don't know, it just worked. So thanks. That's all. I was just proving Mackenzie's point, I guess.
I just realized that the door is open, so I'm going to go close that.
Close the door and then we'll go. I thought you were going to say you set your current record for oldest age. That's true. Who has... I don't know. There's some famous comedian that has a joke about it.
Let me know when we go live.
Yep, any minute now.
Any second.
All right, when you're ready, let's do a clap and let's go.
Okay, 3 and 2 and 1 and...
Okay.
Jason posted... Does this show up on here? Doesn't. In the chat, though, it shows a little emoji of himself, like a photo emoji of himself.
It's nice, yeah.
I don't know how you do that. Okay, here we go.
I do.
Okay. Cool. Bet you feel
in
real...
your face, idiot.
Bet you feel real special. Welcome to episode 500. Is it 87?
Yes. I don't know, actually. Let me check.
It is. Okay,
go ahead.
Welcome to episode 587 of the Pop Culture Roundtable, the podcast that's still looking up in the sky, but all we see are birds and planes. In this episode, we talk about Destination X, Deal or No Deal Island, Dexter New Blood, and Superman. I'm Andrew Sale.
And I'm Patrick Hill.
So get ready for the most meta of human podcasts, because here we go.
Cool.
Because here we go.
It was just trash.
That's good.
Thanks.
Okay. We like to kick every episode off by going around the table, which is where we talk about things that are new, fun, and noteworthy about our weeks. Lauren is sitting this one out. She is not feeling great, and so we send all of our hopes and wishes, our prayers and supplications to Lauren on this day of Monday, July 21st.
But no medicine.
No medicine. No, I can't afford that. No, like the most I can afford is my prayer and supplication.
Yeah.
So Patrick, tell me about what your week has.
You almost seem like you startled yourself when you opened this episode. Like you seemed surprised by your enthusiasm to start this episode, which is fine.
Yeah, that I could muster the energy is what surprised me.
Are you?
I was like, oh wow!
Are you tired, Dad?
Yes. Specifically this day because I had an anxiety attack at 4:00 in the morning, and then I've been up since that point. So it's like even.
Was it the I'm having a heart attack and I'm gonna die anxiety attack?
It was different kind of anxiety attack.
Don't tell me there's other ones. That's the one I'm used to. I don't need to know I could have a different
I'm just
one.
glad it was an anxiety attack because it was weird. It was a weird situation. I was just so because I had the thing, I got up and I shaved and I cut my hair and I trimmed my mustache and then I went on a 5K walk before the sun came up because I just needed to see if that's what was going on. And when I got back from that and showered and everything, the symptom, I won't tell you what the symptom was because I don't want you to get in your head about it. But the symptom had resolved. I also, I drank a lot of water. So I think I was dehydrated, which caused the initial symptom. And I think the symptom then caused the anxiety.
I gotcha. So let me pause right here. I'm going to refresh my browser because I'm starting to hear clicking again. But I interacted with something and it started. So this will be a cut. I'll be back in just 1 second.
Hey, everybody. We're just here hanging out. No, I didn't poop my pants, Mackenzie. I only didn't say what it was because I didn't want to make Patrick have
to know
his own
the other
anxiety.
possibilities exist for me. Andrew, I apologize, but could you refresh your page one more time? It's just continuing. I'm sorry.
Your audio,
yeah,
when you left and came back, is now not coming out of the right channel.
For you.
Yeah,
All right. If you could refresh for me, and then we'll try again.
I need to refresh again. Are you kidding?
You seriously need to, yes.
Can we just do this analog?
I wish we could do it not in Safari, but go ahead and refresh one more time. I'm not going to interact with anything. We'll continue. I will reassure Mackenzie that you did not poop your pants while you're gone. He absolutely did. He texted me about it the second that it happened. The clicks happen. Well, they do, Jedi, but I didn't know if I was the only one hearing them. But I'm glad that we refreshed. We just can't. We just don't want to ruin the podcast if there's like clicks the whole time. Can you talk to me again, Andrew?
Yeah, I gotta get
Okay.
your audio.
There's no clicks now. So we can,
Okay.
As soon as you feel good, we can just start again.
I feel fine.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I'm glad you felt better.
Yes.
Again, like my anxiety attack, the ones that I've had recurring have been the, like, I don't know, like sometimes
you feel like your heart
out,
starts racing and you just can't.
Or I feel like it stops. It's a weird thing to explain because I know logically if my heart stopped,
it's either going too fast or too slow.
I know logically that I wouldn't be able to sit there and just ponder it for a while. Mm-hmm. I get that. But like your brain just convinces you something horrible is happening. And two things have helped me as far as that goes. This is not to help you. I'm just saying it about me because I can't help you.
This is more for everybody who's listening too.
One is that through insurance, I spent about $65,000 going to heart doctors to verify my heart was okay. That was very helpful.
Yes.
The second thing is the more people you tell you have anxiety or you have these feelings, the more you realize like how many people experience that same thing. It's crazy. Yeah. Even like the panic or the feelings of doom or stuff like that. It's amazing how many people I've encountered in my life that actually have those same things. Again, I'm not saying that like hooray for us, but it does at least help me feel more normal, and I can more easily rationalize that like my body's okay. Even though my body still is like, I am having a literal reaction. I'm not just imagining the reaction. Like I am feeling the things that I'm feeling. That's the thing I think it's been hard to explain to Mackenzie sometimes, is because and I'm not saying that she just totally doesn't understand it, but there is a point in time where people just think like, oh, it's all in your head. If it's anxiety, it's in your head. But anxiety absolutely manifests physically throughout your body. I mean, like my hands will go numb and my heart will start racing and I'll get nauseous. All these are real reactions.
It was the numbness. I had numbness in my, like the top part of my hand and right here on my wrist. And then on my left, like ankle, it not numb like I couldn't feel it, numb like it was like 80% recovered from falling asleep. Yeah. Like tingly, kind of not. I'm like, this it cannot be.
And then last time that happened to me
is like a
when I went to the hospital.
attack? And I'm not like I just had, back in whatever it was, March or April. Like I had like body scans and did all this stuff. I'm like, no, there's no way that it's all gone south to that point. And then that's what I talked myself into.
Even as we're saying this, someone in chat just said they literally went to the doctor because they thought they were having a heart attack and was told it was anxiety.
Yep. Like I've done that. I've done that.
I've done that too. So anyway, wild. Okay, so we'll jump to happier topics now.
So I'm tired.
Yes, you're tired. You're tired. We will jump to happier topics. Yeah. One, I made a comment that we were playing some music beforehand, and I said that it was going to tie into something. So I'm going to name a couple of songs, and I want you to tell me what they have in common. Okay?
Okay.
Number one, We Belong Together by Mariah Carey. Number two, Hollaback Girl by Gwen Stefani. Number three, Gold Digger by Kanye West. Number four, Mr. Brightside by The Killers. And then let me get what's a good number five. Let's do number five.
Pharrell wrote and produced them all.
Soldier by Destiny's Child.
Pharrell wrote and produced them all.
That's not the answer. I'll let people in chat. I gave you 5 songs. Can you tell me what those 5 songs have in common? And Mackenzie knows, so Mackenzie, you don't get to.
Did Pharrell just write them?
No, it's not. Pharrell is. He might be involved, but Pharrell's not involved. Pharrell's not.
I know he's involved in at least 2 of those. And that's why I was like, okay.
That was a good guess. It was a good guess. I will. So all of those songs came out.
Thank you for your support, Jedi.
All of those songs came out the same year. Can you guess what year it was?
Was it the year that Pharrell wrote a couple of them?
No, come
on.
Gorillaz Feel Good also came out that year.
But wait, Brightside.
All of these songs came
like...
out the same year.
Okay, hang on. I'm going to say it's 2000 and... I'm going to say 2006.
Okay, you said 2006. I have a 2006 and 2007 chat. The answer is 2005. These songs are all 20 years old.
Dang.
That's crazy. These songs are all 20 years old. These would all be songs we were listening to in high school. Well, I say we all. You and I would be listening to in high school.
I was in college.
Well, I would have been listening to in high school. I would have been a junior when these songs came. Wait, is that right? Senior. I'd have been a senior when these songs came out. So I was graduating this year.
I was a junior in college when these came out.
Gross. That's all.
That means Pharrell is at least 20 years old.
Okay, so we have to stop real quick because all the clicking just started again, and I
what the heck?
I really think it's gonna tank the audio, and so
it will. Then it just won't be usable. So hang on.
So can you literally install another browser?
Firefox.
Go to Firefox. It's fine.
I have Firefox. I just don't use it because of the implications.
Mackenzie said she was in this. Oh, I thought you said 6th grade. She said 8th grade. I know he won't stop doing the clicking. I get it. I used to work at a. Won't be on the podcast. It'll just give me something to edit around.
Patrick, this is literally the podcast.
No, cut it out. I used to work for a company that does not exist anymore called Around, and they made a video chat program, whatever, Zoom competitor. I don't know, and Safari was like the worst platform. It had to do with like kind of like the browser, like I don't know if they're codecs, plugins, what they're considered, but the things that you had to rely on for your video and audio streams, Safari just did a poor job supporting them, and so they constantly had bugs. And so we would have to tell people, like, the issue is that you're using Safari. It's that their support for this is bad, not our support. And we're not the only ones that had that issue. If you go look at other video chat programs, like in their documentation, a lot of them will say they don't support Safari, or they'll call out that Safari support is weaker than the other browsers, specifically because Safari themselves just do a poor job of supporting some of these needed features. So I was telling Andrew this before the program, not to use Safari. And I'm not saying that's his problem. It might be his problem, though.
Well, it seems like it's everybody's problem right now. So, like, yeah, everyone who's here.
How about this? It also, maybe it's a memory thing. Do you have like a lot of applications or a lot of tabs or something open on your computer? You want to try closing some stuff?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I specifically shut all that stuff down before we start so that I don't overindulge. It says Firefox is open. I even see the menu bar, but it's not giving me any windows. I'm clicking like new window and nothing is showing up. I'm wondering.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kreider, thank
Patrick,
you for the 15 months.
Just vamp for a few minutes. I'm going to
42 months. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, by vamp,
right
what I'm going to do is not talk and let Jedi.
Why don't you let someone come in on the call? Do the invite.
I don't know how to do that. But you do your thing.
You don't know how to do that?
No idea.
Okay.
I'm going to do my whole review of Superman while you're gone.
Great.
You can do yours when you get back.
All right, I'll be back in a second.
Okay. While Andrew is gone, who has seen Superman? And actually, I don't need a yes or no, but if you've seen Superman, I need your hot takes or your feedback in chat so I can reference them and sound smarter. So anything you can give me to say to make me sound smarter than Andrew would be helpful. 8-Bit has not. Jedi has not. I know Kreider has seen it, so don't even act like you haven't seen it. I know you have. You still need to see it. Yeah. I agree. I will say that I think since Black Widow, have been in complete like superhero burnout mode. It was around that time I was trying to keep up with like all the TV shows, all the films, etc. And it was right around the time I think the Black Widow that was coming out that I just decided I'm done with it. I don't need to have collector mentality. I don't need to see them all, and I just stopped. And so since then, I've only seen 2 or 3 either TV shows or films that were like superhero centric. Like I've skipped a lot of stuff since then. And I was not going to go see this one, but someone like basically was like, I'll buy you a ticket. A bunch of us are going, that type of thing. And we will talk through it in a second, but ultimately I was glad I went. I did enjoy my experience. So, you've heard a lot of opinions on it. The ridiculous looking stuff that Kreider, you should tell. Well, I don't know if you want to like if it's spoilery, but if you should throw out the ridiculous looking stuff you're referring to. Yeah, in fact, here, what's the Marvel? Let's see, Marvel films release order. Let's see how many I've missed. So if we go back to, oh my gosh, how do I read this? What is this order? Oh, okay, found it. This is better. Thor, Spider, Eternal. Oh, Black Widow, 2021. Oh man, okay. So I'll tell you all the ones I've seen and I've missed. I agree. So Black Widow, I skipped, right? So I saw Spider-Man Far From Home. I skipped Black Widow. Shang-Chi and Legend of Ten Rings, skipped it. Have not seen it. Eternals, skipped it. I did go see Spider-Man No Way Home because I did like the franchise. I did see Doctor Strange, Multiverse Madness. I saw Thor: Love and Thunder. I saw Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So I did see those. So I skipped 3 in between 2021 and 2022. In Phase 5, I saw Quantumania. I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I saw the Marvels. Man, I did not want to. I saw Deadpool, Wolverine. So I skipped Brave New World from Captain America, and I skipped Thunderbolts. I've skipped less than I thought I'd skip. So I've skipped 5 so far. I do want to see Thunderbolts, to be clear. But I have not seen it. And I do intend to go see Fantastic Four. So never mind. I've only skipped 5 films. I thought I had missed more than that. It turns out that I'm just a sucker for films and when people invite me to them. So there've been a couple good ones. So you're saying Shang-Chi's worth it. Gotta bounce. Thought I'd be able to hear it and the rest of everybody can't. I forgot to bring earbuds. Okay. Fair enough, Kreider, but I still want to know what the bizarre scenes were. The ridiculous looking stuff. The thing with Marvel's had an epic run with Infinity Saga. Yeah, I tend to agree. From what would that have been? Like basically from the first Iron Man through Avengers, through what would that film be? Oh, I shouldn't have clicked on that link. Now I'm never gonna find it again. Through Endgame, basically. It's just hard to imagine that run and that feeling, film after film, the way they built on each other, the excitement built that whole time. It's just hard to imagine anything in my lifetime like bringing that much hype and like cultural excitement and all that type of stuff. It was pretty wild. Yeah, exactly, through Endgame. Yeah. And just the fact that like it's not that superhero films existed before then, but really setting it as like this is a genre to the point it became kind of sickening of like, oh, this is the only genre that makes money, and then now it feels like totally like overdone. But again, that string of films, so yeah, again, genre defining for what a superhero film could be. It's a bit like, yeah, okay, sure. Obviously, the stuff with Jonathan Power? No, what's his Majors? Jonathan Power's a different person. Obviously, stuff with Jonathan Majors is a blow. But the thing is, I think we had all felt the quality dip far before then, and it's hard to know like what causes the dip. Like, is it increased studio scrutiny? Is it just having too many things running at one time? Is it the amount of people working on something? Is it a situation where you just end up with more and more and more management and somehow that like creates the problem? But I think even before the Jonathan Majors issue, we were all already feeling the quality dip and just the burnout of just the amount of content. I mean, there was a point in time where you look at a slate and you're supposed to have like 4 or 5 films come out that year, films come out that year, and you're supposed to contend with like 3 TV shows. And it's just way too, and because of the tie-ins, like it creates this need of, if I don't watch this next thing won't make sense. And it just, it turned it into a job, which is ridiculous. It wasn't a break anymore. It was, I have to keep up. And if I don't keep up, I'm going to culturally get left behind. And it wasn't a good feeling as someone watching. Yeah, exactly. Like I will say that I enjoyed Major's performance. I would like to have seen him play Kang, and I would have liked to see that play out. But that wasn't the make or break in terms of like my attitude towards it. Yeah, but you would think you're saying pandemic in terms of actually being able to produce content. What's funny is I'm pretty sure that video production is in a state now where it's like the perfect time to produce during a pandemic. I was talking to someone recently and they were talking about the fact that you can have multiple, we all know about what's it called? Is it called The Void or whatever it's called? The set that they film like Mandalorian on and a lot of their other shows, I'm sure, like Andor and stuff like that. That what feels like the big 360-degree video wall. Now it's possible to link those in sites across the country, and then people can act virtually on the stage beside each other, even though they're in different ones located in geographically different positions. So, like, arguably, like, we're perfect time to produce content during a pandemic. We're ready for the next one. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, I just downloaded, installed, and signed up for Arc.
Hey, it's going to be weird, but people love it.
It's a really weird experience. So buckle up, Buttercup.
Okay.
Here we go. But how do I sound?
Sound great.
Pretty good, right?
Pretty
good.
Yeah. Okay. We have a ton to edit. You're not gonna like my takes on Superman, but I'll do better ones for you.
Okay. Change your opinion.
No. Yeah. 2005, which is to say maybe we're old, but I did fall into this other small trap, which is that I'm a little bit of a sucker for seeing these lists. And I fell into this like small hole. I climbed out quickly of YouTube videos that they'll basically pick a year and then they'll just play you like 10-second clips of songs from that year. And it's, it's nostalgic. When we get to Guardians of the Galaxy 12,
mm-hmm.
It's not even going to
The Return of Thanos.
Unfortunately, it's going to be like 9. Then the soundtrack is going to be completely the things we listened to in high school. So we're getting there. We're getting closer. Okay. I have one more thing, 2 more things for us to talk about in this around the table. First, I want to tell you that I have finished The Gate of the Feral Gods.
Yes.
This is book 4 in the Dungeon Crawler Dave/Carl book saga. This book was 2.5 days for me. I was feeling stressed, and I've learned that when I feel stress, I will sit, I will play this book, and I will work on a puzzle. And that combination of just listening to a book, working on a puzzle, it so clears my mind of what I'm feeling that the stress just kind of burns away. Now, I was feeling enough stress that, again, I got through this book in 2.5 days.
Yes. It's like good. It's like good, but then also not so great.
Yes. I cannot sustain this pace. So I need to calm down. I have also gone fast enough now that I'm out of like credits. So I have to make the tough decision of, do I buy the next book or do I wait for like the credit refill the beginning of next month?
Yeah.
I don't know that I can wait for that. This book, without giving spoilers, on one hand, I was trying to compare it against like something like the previous book with like the Tangle, for instance.
Just don't be stressed, bro.
You know what? Now that you said it, I don't feel stressed anymore. Thank you. That's all I needed. So I was trying to compare it in my mind against like the Tangle, because book 3 felt pretty different. in terms of pacing and some of the and in terms of stakes and stuff like that. Book 3 just felt a bit different.
You said the Tangle?
The Tangle is the network in book 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's just called yeah. So in book 4 with this whole new environment, so every level tends to be like a pretty wildly different environment they have been so far. In some ways it felt like a lot of the same in terms of like a lot of the action felt pretty muted compared to like book 1 or book 2. There's still just a lot of
You're digging deeper into the backstory now.
You are, but also like, and admittedly, they say this kind of in a being very self-aware. There's just a lot of plot lines in book 4, and so because of that, you never build up a lot of anxiety or like a lot of tension with one arc, because you start to and it goes away and you start the next one and it goes away and you start the next one and it goes away, and it's just like that constant kind of like small roller coaster that's going on. So I was a bit on the trying to decide, did I really like this book, did I not like it, or where it kind of stacks up. That is until the final chapter, the actual epilogue of the book. And man, did they hook me back in. I don't know if you I won't say it. I don't know if you specifically remember how that book ends. But
can you give me a primer?
Yeah. So once I'll message you in the thing.
You can't just say like 1 or 2 words without giving it away. That would let me in on it.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, I want to even tease it, but I just don't want to tease it in case someone jumps in the book. I don't want to in any way give it away. But that whole last epilogue so just hooked me. Like I just have to start this next book. I cannot wait to know where this is going. Yeah. And that really raised the stakes for me. So even though like the day-to-day stuff that Carl is dealing with feels in some ways muted, the outside forces and outside pressures, those are really ramping up now and throughout this book. And I'm assuming 5 is gonna just take off from here.
And what you're getting now is where the first 2 or 3 books are very grindy. They talk about they play through the grind. Book 4 is where they start to basically say, and we grind and we well, it wouldn't be grinded. What would it be? We ground? What would you say there?
Keep grinding? I don't know.
They basically refer to the fact that they were having to grind for 4 days, but it's like it's relegated to a sentence that, hey, this right. Then we spent 4 days grinding, and then you move to the next story, like the next story point. As
whereas
opposed
in book
to
1, that 4 days would have been a couple chapters,
right? Yeah, where you get the beat by beat like battles and like the nuance of all that stuff. So, if Kreider's listening, which I don't think he is, but or he's not watching anyway. Then he got through book 1 and he said it just felt very grindy. It definitely shifts by book 4.
Completely.
And that stays the course. I'm almost done with book 6. And
well, and you can only 7 are out, right? Like 8 is the one that's going to come out in a bit. So I'm trying to catch up. I'm thinking I have a flight to California. And I'm thinking that that's going to be great listening opportunity to try to get through the bulk of book 5. So,
but your problem with that is, are you doing a direct flight to California?
No, I have a layover.
Okay, so that'll help.
But it's still in Atlanta, so like I'm still going to have a 4-hour flight from Atlanta there. So
what I'm trying to say is book 5 is a like 26-hour book. Or maybe book 6 is a 26-hour book.
I'm not going to finish it. I think you also said, is it book 5 where the audio production changes?
Yes. Yeah.
So basically what I learned is that a lot of the earlier books were published by a lot smaller publisher. It didn't have the
they
scale.
Were indie audio published, basically.
And then maybe around book 5 is when suddenly like all of that scaled up. They ended up going back and republishing the previous books at a larger scale. But there was a period in time where it was really easy to get the latest books, but really difficult to get the first books.
Yeah.
And so, but I think that's all like catching up. That's it. I'm listening to audio.
And Lauren's not here. I was so excited for her to be here to tell her that there is now a webtoons of Dungeon Crawler Carl that launched this week. The first 3 episodes launched this week.
Holy cow. Yeah. All right. Anyway, loving it. If anybody decides to read, well, I think you'll know by the end of book 1 if you actually want to stick with it. If you decide to stick with it, to Andrew's point, your like sphere of concern keeps changing every book, and so from that standpoint, it just feels like a different book series. It feels like a different story as you progress.
It's not. It does not get monotonous.
Right, and it doesn't stay relegated to Carl's world. So anyway, Dungeon Crawler Carl, and again tonight I was talking about Gate of the Feral Gods. But if you want to listen to it, start with the first book.
Next week we're talking about the
Last
Bedlam
thing.
Bride. Is that the 5th book or the 6th book? I think it's the 6th book. The Bedlam Bride. No, I gotta look.
It's funny because I have it pulled up right now to decide if I'm going to purchase it. So let's see what it's called. The Butcher's Masquerade.
No. The Butcher's Masquerade. It is a very good book.
Yeah.
It is a very good book.
So excited for that. Butcher's Masquerade is the one that I'm going to walk into next. Okay. Last thing. I'm saving Superman for master categories, so we'll get through it there. So last thing, Big Brother season 27. If you like Big Brother, but let's say that like a lot of these shows that have been around for a while, you loved it for a bit, you fell off, maybe modern gameplay was a little boring to you because the early gameplay was a lot messier and a lot more dramatic, the mess is back. So that's my pitch for it. If you used to like the show, if you're looking for something to watch, I know that it's a big investment because it's 3 episodes per week. I understand, but this cast is very emotional. They're playing very poorly, but that is great if you're watching because it's just messy.
Did you say Fessy's back? It's frustrating. Like you apparently love it. It's frustrating. It's so frustrating that I've actually stopped watching it right now. I have shifted my attention to other things that I'm going to talk about during my category because I had TV this week. But man, it feels like, where did they get these people? Like, have they never watched this show before? Or it's like every person thinks that they are like the expert, but none of them seems like they've ever watched anything beyond like the first 3 seasons.
But in fairness, there was a period of time where the show felt a little stale, in my opinion, because everybody was almost playing too well. So everybody was very careful, and they were very socially adept. But it made for a very slow game
because everyone's more calculated.
But right now, you have people that just are calling out like people in front of the group every opportunity they get, and wow, it's tough to watch. But in fairness, it's exciting to watch.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Patrick and I have our first disagreement.
Mackenzie really wants me to tell you that I'm wearing a giant boot on my foot, but it's...
You are? Yeah, I can't believe you didn't talk about that.
It's fine. If I thought that I physically could show you right now, I would.
I'd love that.
I'm going to end up breaking something else if I do that. But in short, I broke a toe this week.
Yeah.
And
is it officially broken? Like, did you get it like confirmed, or is this like?
I'm not paying for that. But here's
armchair
the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Armchair diagnosis.
I've had jammed toes. I'm gonna go on a limb and say this one's nice and broken.
Okay.
And
it's just dangling.
Yeah. I keep having to set it upright again so that way it faces the right direction.
I took a popsicle stick and just wrapped some tape around it.
No, it finally got these dark bands across it, so like I feel good about it. But anyway, no, I stood up till I was frustrated at Mackenzie. That's not true. I was frustrated because my router needed moved. And I stood up to like move upstairs, and I just swung my foot straight into the leg of a coffee table. And I thought I was going to look down and just see like a bone just sticking out of my foot. Like it was awful.
But instead the bone was sticking out of the coffee table.
Yeah, it was miserable. And then like with a jam or something, you just think like, I'll go to sleep. It'll slowly get better. Maybe the next day. And by the next day I couldn't walk at all. And the next day I couldn't walk. So I put in a boot now. And it's getting better. And the thing is though, I'll be at Disney in like something like 9 days or 10 days. So I need this to hurry. Like I don't have time for this. I did look up wheelchair rental at Disney just in case. $15 for a manual wheelchair, $60 for the electric. But I don't think I'm gonna need it. So that's where I'm at.
I
Like, if
just
you're curious how bad it hurt, I looked up wheelchair rental costs at Disney. That's how bad it hurt.
can we give you can you get the electric one and us just hook up Daphne's stroller to your motorized
I was
cart?
telling we can create like it's like basically one of those like Australian outback trains or whatever.
Uh-huh.
That's what we'll create. Yeah, one of the land trains. I know. I was saying to Mackenzie that basically, yeah, like she can push me. We can get to the front of the line. Y'all have Daphne, so Daphne and I will just get pushed around the park all day. I think it'll be great.
Man.
Mackenzie said it was scary. I think for someone reading that, maybe the subtext is, I've never seen Patrick that angry, and I feared for my life. I want to be clear. Mackenzie was never in danger.
I want to be clear. Mackenzie always sees me that angry with her. This is not the first time, and it won't be the last.
She was scared for my health, not for her health, and I just want to really clear that now.
Can Mackenzie? Can you help us understand what you mean by that? Like, what were you
Mackenzie,
scared
can you
of?
blink twice if you're
What
okay?
were you scared? Like, were you scared that he was gonna lose his toe, or like, that he was gonna fall over? Like, I don't understand.
She was just scared
how
how
much
much pain I was in.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not scary. That's
Okay.
it's not scary. It's just
I was scared.
I feel for him. I don't understand where the fear is.
I think she also felt her vacation just kind of.
Yeah, the first thought was shit. Like,
That's what's going to Disney in 2 weeks.
I gotta push his ass around. Like that was her first thought.
Anyway, I'm fine. All right, Andrew, that was way too much time. What's going on in your life this week?
I showed someone the video of me passing out last week. And they laughed a lot, and then upon their laughter kind of concluding, we're like, that was actually really scary. Yeah, it was scary to live. Not to live. It was scary to live through, to have experienced it.
How you are depressed.
It is so scary to live. All right, so I have one thing I want to talk about. And that is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Okay. As you know, a couple weeks ago, Patrick and I got Switch 2s, and we talked about Mario Kart World a little bit on here. The second game that was created specifically for this system came out this past week, and I got it. And let me tell you, this game is rated 10 out of 10 by all of like the top video game like raters. And when you see something like that, you go like, okay, something like it can't actually be that. It legitimately is, I think, my favorite game of the last decade.
Really?
Yes. It is very addicting. So what if you don't know about Donkey Kong Bonanza, it's a whole new world that's built by the half of the development team from Mario Odyssey. So if you're familiar with Mario Odyssey, it's that same kind of 3D world mechanic where it's kind of open world with like side quests available. It's not your side scrolling like platformer like your typical Mario would be, or like Donkey Kong Country was. There's side quests that you can go on and all these different things. There is a main story plot. The storyline, I think they said if you play it through, it's almost 50 hours of gameplay to play through the story to get all the story beats. But what makes this game so fascinating is the world is completely, I'll say completely, that is maybe slightly hyperbolic. It's maybe 90% of this world can be manipulated by your character. Okay. You can destroy, smash down, jump into, push through, pick up and throw 90% of this world. You can completely change the terrain of what you're playing. In fact, you need to do that to find all of the different things. You're looking for fossils, you're looking for gold, like you're mining for gold. I'm not going to get into the storyline because this isn't a full review because it would take too long, I think. But the gameplay is so fun. It's so smooth on the Switch 2. It's built for that system. It's beautiful to look at. There's some new elements to it. Some things that you can go bonanza. There are these bonanza like powers. You have a character that sits with you. If you're familiar with Mario Odyssey, Pauline, she's
Hmm.
the girl who sings in New Donk City. And if you're really an old school Nintendo person, Pauline is actually the original Donkey Kong uh, captive, right? In the
Okay.
original Donkey Kong, where it's like Jumpman and it's Mario who becomes Mario jumping up and down like the grid with the barrels coming down. The captive person at the top is Pauline. So this takes you back all the way to the very beginning of Donkey Kong. So Pauline sits on his shoulder, and they travel through this world, and she sings. And when she sings and he beats his chest, it unlocks these bonanza powers where he basically goes Super Saiyan, and there's like all these different characters that he becomes, and you unlock as the game goes along. Um, you have a traditional skill tree with this, where you can decide what skills you want to learn first, and then which
Hmm.
ones you want to upgrade, and you get to choose all that stuff. So it's very different than any other Donkey Kong that you've experienced up till now, and it's different than kind of how you've experienced Nintendo proper games up until now, which adds a whole new level of like there's things that I can do that Cooper can't do because he chose a different skill tree. It's
Right.
really, really cool. Uh, so here's what I would say about it being addicting. If you're a completionist, as we all know I am, the idea that you can uncover and find things in the terrain means that I can be 3 steps into going down this road to complete a story element, see a piece of gold in the side wall. 20 minutes later, I have completely burrowed out that wall and collected all the gold, all the fossils, all the maps that are inside of there, and then realized, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be on this story element.
Mm.
And if you're the kind of person who gets satisfied by like peeling things, like you want to see like when you see like the pressure washer and you pressure wash the garage, or you're pressure washing the sidewalk, and you love just seeing it go from like dirty to clean, and you just see that line going. This game is for you. You talk about a game that is therapeutic. This game is for you. Maybe once you've gotten through the books, Patrick, you get this game, and this will help you when you're feeling frustrated, because it is fun to just smash things and then see the result of your smashing is you've cleared an area and you've gotten a whole bunch of gold. Um, it is a beautiful game. The colors are great. This is a 10 out of 10 recommend for me. I think you should get it, Patrick.
Okay.
It's not like highly strategic, but it is very, very fun. And like I said, there's a lot of replayability to it. There's a lot of game in it. And so it's worth the $70 price tag, I think. And honestly, I think this game drives a system update more than Mario Kart World. I feel like this should actually be the anchor game, even over Mario Kart World for the new system. So if you have a Switch 2 and you don't have Donkey Kong Bonanza yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go get it. It's absolutely fun, and just about anybody in the family can play it. Maybe 5-year-olds maybe would have a hard time with some of the later stuff, but anybody can play it, and it's just an absolute blast. So Donkey Kong Bonanza, go check it out. That's my whole around the table.
Okay.
So up
Uh,
next, let's talk about master categories.
I mean, I like that sounds so attractive to me, and it sucks that I'll have to spend $70 to participate.
I can do game share with you, and you can try it.
What does that mean? What does that do?
The Nintendo Switch has game share. I can share with you because we're friends. I can share the game with you. You can play it for a little bit. You can't play it while like when I'm playing it.
Uh,
Um, but I can basically lend the game to you digitally. You download it and you play it, and then I can set a time frame for how long you get to play it, and then it comes back. So you could
ooh.
test it out before you actually buy it.
Okay. Okay. Sounds
We
good.
should try that out. We'll try
We
that
should
out.
try it out. We should try it out.
Okay. Our master categories section each episode is when we talk about the dice we rolled in the last episode. Those give us our categories. We pick our topics based on those categories. Patrick, I'm going to start because I
Yep.
feel like we have a lot to talk about when it comes to your category.
Almost nothing because we're going to be in complete agreement, but go ahead.
Yeah. And I had TV anytime. And so I'm going to do what I'm calling, my segment's going to be called 3D TV. And that's because I'm talking about 3 TV shows that all start with the letter D.
Nice.
I've been during my paternity leave, which by the way, today was my first day back after paternity leave, going to work. It was legitimately hard. Like knowing that I'm done not having to work and I have to leave was hard this morning. So anyway, that's just a little note about me.
It wasn't hard doing your job. It was hard leaving your child.
It was hard leaving. It was hard to go to work this morning after having been off and not having to worry about that. Yeah, it was hard. All right. The first TV show that I've been watching, and this has been what's getting me through like paternity leave, and Becca and I have been binge watching 2 of these 3 things. And the first one is Dexter New Blood. This is the one I've been watching by myself. I used to love Dexter when it was on, and then it went off. The show ended, and several years go by. I think it was like 10 years went by or something like that.
Historically good ending to a series.
A very good ending to a series. Yeah. Could have left it where it was, but they decided to bring it back. Michael C. Hall helmed the return of the show, and that series was called Dexter New Blood. There are 2 series after that too, and I think it's like Dexter Deep Cut or something like that. And then the new one that just came out last week, the new series that just came out last week is Dexter Resurrection. I can't wait to get to Dexter Resurrection, but I have to get seeing the previews for Dexter Resurrection is what brought me back into the world, and I knew I needed to get through New Blood and then the second season, and then so that I can watch Resurrection, because Resurrection has a ton of star power behind it. But Dexter New Blood, if you've not watched it, it picks up like 10 or 15 years. Basically, the time frame that it's been gone is where it picks back up. And first episode is you get to see this kid comes into town, and it's, if you're familiar with Dexter at all, it's his son. But now his son has found him after all these years. No one knows that he is Dexter. He is who he is. No one knows he's the Bay Harbor Butcher. And his son comes into town, and let's just say they may have some things in common. And so this season is about him being a parent to someone who may have a dark passenger. And if you've not watched Dexter, then none of these sentences make sense to you. But just trust me, if you do watch Dexter, you're going, yeah, that's good. That's some really nice weaving wordplay. But Dexter New Blood, it's been good. I'm not fully finished with that season yet, but it is. I've been enjoying it so far. The 2 that Becca and I have been watching together, though, are reality game shows, and one of them is Destination X. Have you watched Destination X, Patrick? I think I suggested it to you.
No, that's the short answer.
Okay, Destination X is on Peacock. This is a Peacock.
I do know that I was talking to someone about it, and I do know that you confused one of the characters with me, but I have not seen.
I confused one of the characters with you?
No. You made the comment that Fessy is on Destination X, and that's not true. Josh is on Destination X. Josh, who is enemies with Fessy, I believe.
You're right. I did. It was Josh.
So someone else was, so like you talked to me about it, and then it was like 2 weeks later, someone else was talking to me about it, and I said, oh, that's that show Fessy is on. And they went, who is Fessy? And I was like, well, they might not be Fessy because he changed his name to Fessel. And we started talking, and then I pulled up the cast list, and I realized this is not Fessy. It's the enemy of Fessy, Josh, and that's what Andrew got confused.
Yes. So Josh from Big Brother and from the Challenge.
Also in the Challenge.
Yeah. Yes. He's a reality show diva. He is on the show.
That's a good way of putting it.
Right? I think that's the right way of saying it. And then it's hosted by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And this is
I haven't seen it, but let me guess. Josh cried.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Well, that's surprising.
So the premise of this show is it's the contestants, and they're on a tour bus, a live-in tour bus, where they have no access to the outside world. They all fly out to some place, some undisclosed location in Europe. They get on this bus and they start driving around Europe, and they have to figure out where they are through a series of challenges. And basically, at the end of each episode, a handful of them have to go into the map room and put their X where they think they are in Europe. The person who is the furthest from, distance wise, furthest from
Uh-huh.
their actual destination gets sent home. Really unique gameplay. A lot of the games will remind you a bit of traders. They're kind of trader
Yeah.
style games. But it's such a fun, and I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan is such a cool host. He plays basically Negan um, as a
He
reality
has like a
show game
bat.
host. He references a bat
Okay.
in one of the episodes. He said people
Great.
tend to steer clear of me when I'm holding the bat. But it's really good. I would say if you're a fan of reality shows, you like The Amazing Race, you like Survivor, you like Traders, you like um, uh, Big Brother, you like these kinds of reality games. This would fit the bill
So
perfectly.
you have to figure out where you are most closely.
Yes.
Why they should put like a GeoGuessr player in this show.
Yeah, maybe they will.
Have you seen the game GeoGuessr?
Yeah, I've seen. We've done it on here. We've done it.
Yeah,
We've
okay. Well, I didn't remember, but they should just put one of those guys in there. That would
There
be
honestly, there's a guy on this. There's a guy on the show who probably does do that, because they had like a pilot. You'll recognize some of the people. I won't tell you all of them because some of them come in later in the season. But there are some other people that you might recognize, and one of them was a pilot, and so he kind of has a leg up on some things just because he has like he's following the sun and he kind of knows geographically like where the sun is in relation to where they are and like those kinds of things.
exactly
Um,
like put Rainbolt on this show, and he'll win.
it
Perfect.
it was it's a really good show. I think you would love it. So Destination X, I think it's still going. We're a couple episodes behind. I think we're like one episode behind. But we're not at the finale yet, so you could potentially catch up in real
Okay.
time. And then the other show that we are watching, we just binge watched in 2 days. We binge watched Deal or No Deal Island.
I
Um,
tried, man. Listen, hold on, and I'll listen to your review. I promise.
okay.
I love the premise, the the editing, and just the feel of like the modern game show vibe was just too cringy for me, and I could not do it.
What like the play acting?
Yeah, and like the over the top drama. Because the thing is, like, so going all the way back to season one, go back to episode one. There's this
We only binge
time.
watched season one. We
Okay,
just started season two, so that's
so
the only one we
you
have reference
remember
for.
when they had to like wade through this mud pit to like
Yes,
get a case and bring it back,
it was
right?
episode one.
It was episode one,
Yes,
exactly. And I watched some behind the scenes after, and there's this woman that she seems like she's more frail, and then
she's an old lady.
she's an old lady, and someone jumps in to help her, blah blah blah. What you find out in the behind the scenes is the first time she was in there, she got like so, I don't know if like overheated or exhausted or whatever. They had to bring a medic out when she finally made it onto the dock. They don't show the medic in the episode.
I get it though.
Then
I could
then
see that being the reality. Yeah.
she decides she's gonna go back out. So like in the episode, it almost seems like this guy is being dumb for like going in her place. But then in the edit, this guy's like, we just freaking stood here for 2 hours waiting on this woman, and I'm not gonna sit here for 2 more hours and watch her go kill herself. Like we just had to have a medic come up here. And I was thinking like all of this would have been so much better context in the episode than
Yes.
the way they edit it together to just make this guy look like a buffoon and make her like, I don't know. It was just, I felt like the editing was
I
getting in the way of the real.
But here's
game
the
that was
here's
happening.
the or here not the problem. Here's I think the problem with your argument. I agree with your argument with a caveat of that particular person goes home that day. So
Yeah,
why spend more time on like may as well let people like in the edit I could see him being frustrated with how that was edited, but like he goes home and so why spend more time on him? Like
it's
it was
just
quicker to just kind of get you into the next part of the story.
it's just the difference in it's like watching a Fox reality show. That's what it feels like. I don't even know if it's put on by Fox. It may or may
No,
not be.
it's on what is it on? It's on what are all of them?
Who knows? Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, Peacock,
It might be
which I
on
guess is
Peacock.
CBS.
I think it's a Peacock original. I do think it's a Peacock original.
But it's like the difference in watching like Lego Masters Australian version versus American version. It's that like high gloss, very cloying, sugar sweet cut that ends up being off putting. Someone must like it because studios keep doing it. So clearly there's a market for it.
I don't think it's close. Did you get through the season or did you stop after episode 1?
No, I made it through like 5 episodes and stopped because I just couldn't stand it anymore.
You couldn't get over the edit, but
I couldn't.
Did you like the game? Like separate
I
the
like
edit from the game.
I'm telling you, I like the game.
Yeah,
but the edit was too tough for me to keep watching the game.
I get that, and there were multiple eye roll moments for sure. What kept me in the game, and I probably would have felt the way that you felt, and maybe even abandoned ship. But what kept me in the game is Rob. And
right, of course,
it is a master class in reality game show, how you present yourself and how you approach the game. So that kept me in it. And some of that stuff, there's a part where Rob says, you may have even gotten to this if you got 5 episodes in. There's a part where they're all sharing their stories or whatever, and Rob, it cuts to a talking head of Rob, and Rob's like, he's like, I don't need any more friends. I don't care about anybody's stories. I've been, I've done this. I've done this before. I don't need to do this. I don't need anybody else's. He said, but they're sharing stories and I'm on the island. So let's play. Right. So like he goes along because he understands this is how these shows typically go. And he's going to play along with it. But there is like a placating to the story of, ooh, the banker is evil, and we got to always be talking about how bad the banker is, and that gets a little tired by the time But the game itself is really good. I really like the beats of the game. I really like what's his name?
Here's how you fix it.
What's the? I knew it until. Mandinelli what's Joe Mandinelli, whatever his name is.
What? You're talking about the host of Deal or No Deal?
Deal or No Deal Island. I think it's Joe Manganelli or Manganello or something.
Oh, yes. I don't remember his name.
He's a D&D guy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't know his name.
Okay. But I think he's a great host. I think that Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Joe are both kind of different kinds of hosts than like a Jeff Probst or a Julie Moonves. Julie Chen Moonves.
Love others, love yourself.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's how you fix this.
Yeah, have your pet spayed and neutered. But I like them as hosts. That
Bring
was
the banker out, episode 1, show his face. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He takes a gun, shoots a puppy. Walks away. Then the rest of the series,
they put that puppy in one of the briefcases.
That will change the game completely.
Sure. Then you got real stakes.
If you cook it. If you want steak, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I got it. And who doesn't want puppy steak? So the game itself is really good. Yeah, you do have to get kind of over some of the play acting of the overall story arc, but some of the players there are there's a couple players that are so frustratingly bad that they reminded me of what's our guy from Survivor season 48, who was just a waste of space, who made it way too far and became the first member of jury.
Are you talking about the guy that did the heart thing every time? That guy, or which guy?
I can't remember his name. It starts with a C. Gosh, Mackenzie, where are you at?
No, you're watching 48 right now. So
we finished it.
No, I'm talking about a guy from a different season.
Okay.
So Mackenzie will remember who you're talking about.
Yeah, this guy he made it to he was the first member of the jury. And oh my gosh, what a waste of
Cedric. Oh my
Cedric.
gosh. Cedric.
And it's crazy. And this goes back to what you were saying earlier about one of the shows that you're watching is with Big Brother. You have to imagine that the producers have to have a minimum threshold of physical capability before they would consider you on the show. I don't understand. This guy has, when I say 0 upper body strength, I may actually be being generous. And then he can't swim. Like,
Listen,
why would you bring someone on the show who physically
seems like a
can't
nice
do the
guy.
show?
He seems like a nice guy.
He's taking away an opportunity of somebody who could actually go and compete, and that's frustrating for me as a person who would love to do this one day.
The fact that you're talking about him means he's a good cast, but
from a production standpoint, but not from a
standpoint. But genuinely, it's hard to think of someone that in the last, I don't know, 10 seasons has a worse voting record than Cedric had.
Oh, it's so bad.
Massively impactful, but one of the worst voting records that I can think of. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen someone play worse than him and make it as far as he did. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, that was it. So I've been watching basically just D shows.
Yeah.
And I've been loving it. So,
okay,
Patrick.
Yeah, let's jump into it. All right, so we're talking about Superman, and Superman is the latest film. This is the first Superman from James Gunn, and this would be the first of the kind of the latest iteration of Superman. So this is now
his foray into the
DC
what's it called? DC universe. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So this was with I don't know the last name. David Cornsweet. Is that how you say his name?
Yep, David's Cornsweet.
David's Cornsweet. Great. But Rachel Brosnahan is Lois Lane. David is Superman. Nicholas Hoult is Lex Luthor, and then other people doesn't matter as much. So and this has been out I think for like 2 weeks now. So this is not new from that standpoint. I'm not saying spoilers, but we might be a little bit loose with the conversation just because it has already been out for a couple of weeks. But
and if you're a diehard Supermaner, then you would have been.
I'm assuming they're called super fans, and it would be insane if they're not called super fans.
No, I think you're probably right.
Okay. So this film is, let me be very clear that I've seen, in terms of modern super people films, I've seen, I think, all the modern iterations. I have not read the comics. I have not watched the older films and older iterations. Even the Christopher Reeve film, have not seen. So I apologize for all of my ignorance I'm about to display. But I feel like I have to caveat this because I'm going to upset someone. But for being this new iteration of Superman, this film kind of starts us in the action. We do not get the he's left with this nice couple in the middle of, you know, rural nowhere America, and we see him get raised and lean into his abilities, and we don't get any of that. Literally the first 30 seconds of the film, and I pick 30 because it's apt here, is a series of just this happened, and now we're here.
Yeah. And
we are here being like the fully realized iteration of Superman at this point.
Yeah.
And it just dives straight in. The film itself, let me take a step back. So, from that standpoint, you could argue that you need to have some knowledge of the characters involved. Or the people involved, because otherwise you're just moving immediately. This version is fairly stylized.
Yeah.
Almost. It's like all of the stuff with his home, all of the stuff with surrounding like his suit and things like that are all very stylized. But I don't know that, or I'll say it doesn't flow through the entire film. It doesn't necessarily flow through the other characters. It doesn't flow through a lot of the modern world. It kind of all flows on the side of like Superman and, again, like his home. Lex Luthor is Nicholas Hoult, which we'll go through each one of these things together. I want to say I'm on the offense on. Ultimately, he won me over, but I've never really loved very many like Lex Luthor performances across the board.
And I think going against this is you loved Nicholas Hoult in Warm Bodies.
As R in Warm Bodies?
Yes.
I did. Nicholas Hoult has obviously been in a lot of things since, but I did love Nicholas Hoult.
But I'm just saying, like, you've got you've got a soft spot for him in a particular kind of role.
But in a weird way, what goes against him is the Nicholas I'm not the Nicholas Holtz, the Lex Luthors that come before him in the last couple of Superman iterations.
Gotcha.
Because again, we've had like a kind of poor string as far as a good antagonist. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, I think she fits great. That said, if we look at the whole cast of the Daily Planet, which there's a lot of time kind of spent with that cast of characters, some of them I don't know why they're there. And I probably don't know why they're there because I don't know the comics. I don't know the backstory. But there are literally people that we saw multiple times that I genuinely do not know why they were cast in the film or what purpose they served or why I needed to see them.
Like our boy from SNL.
As much as I love Beck Bennett,
yeah,
I do not know why Beck Bennett was there. But anyway, overall, I love the stylization when we got it. I did enjoy the script itself, maybe doing one too many things, but ultimately I enjoyed the script itself. I thought James Gunn at several times got a little too James Gunny, and we'll talk about those individual pieces. But overall, I think it's a solid like 85% movie for me, and I did enjoy the watch. But when we talked about this earlier, you seemed very set on talking about it, and it seemed like maybe you had like a strong opinion about the film.
Oh, so I do.
Before I dive into any of those pieces, I want to know what your opinion on the film is.
No, and I've been exercising restraint, and this is an exercise of restraint to not jump in and touch on each one of those points, because all of those points are the points to touch on. That's it. Those are the points to touch on. There's nothing else that you can talk about with this movie. I think you've covered everything, other than maybe the CG in the film. Like that's maybe the only thing you didn't mention that needs to be talked about. So we'll just go through that line. So you said that the that almost everything was stylized. I disagree. I do think everything was stylized. Look at like Mr. Terrific and Hawkgirl and the Green Lantern. And
but do you think those stylistically matched like Superman in Antarctica in his like home base? Do you think those styles matched each other?
I'm going to say yes with this overarching understanding. Yes, they do, because they are part of the universe, the comic universe. They are the most comic accurate. So comic accurate matching comic accurate. Now, visually, are they different? Yes. And I think they are different intentionally. In the comics, they are. In the comics, he is meant to stand out over the other characters. So I do think they are all stylistically just as stylized, but they're styled to comic accurate. And I think across the board, the most like resounding thing that you're hearing from everybody, whether they liked the movie or they didn't like the movie, is James Gunn did a really good job of making this the most comic accurate of any of the Supermen up to this point. So the styles are very different, but I do think that they are accurate to the source material. You said some of the other characters.
We can go. Well, I said that a lot Daily Planet characters factor in a big way.
Yes,
but a lot of them felt useless.
And that is like the part B of what we were just talking about. They were nods to characters that exist in the comic books, and I think that let me take a sidestep to address the James Gunn got a little too James Gunny. Yes. It's the same critique that I have of Wes Anderson in his last 3 films, which is he's just trying to out Wes Anderson himself. I think James Gunn is trying to just do, how can I James Gunn this up? And there's a couple of moments where I think that actually hurt the film. And one of those areas is I'm going to stay so true to the wackiness of some of these characters that are in the comic books that it's going to be a little bit too much. Like we got introduced to maybe too many characters in this movie, and I think it was because he wanted to show, hey, I understand the source material. I'm that cool nerd guy that you know and love, and I'm gonna put the weird stuff in. Sometimes you can leave the weird stuff out. That's okay. So I think that we were victim to that with the James Gunniness of it. And
Nicholas
then
Hoult as Lex Luthor,
Nicholas Hoult
which
as
ultimately won me over, but I think he had an uphill battle because of who came before him.
I don't know enough about who came before him. Who was the one in the Henry Cavill Superman? Oh, it was our boy from the Social
Jesse
Network,
Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, maybe I don't have a high. I don't have
Before
a high.
that, Kevin Spacey.
Now, see, I think Kevin Spacey is actually a really good Lex Luthor.
Not allowed to say that.
No, I am.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, but I'm saying, yeah, we have Jesse Eisenberg,
Uh-huh.
who felt very like manic over the top.
He was just Jesse Eisenberg, but with a shaved head.
But I'm just saying, like, I think he, I think a lot of people found his performance very off-putting.
Yes.
And then with Nicholas Hoult, who's immediately very stylized, it's hard to not picture Jesse Eisenberg initially. Now, ultimately, that's not who it is. And ultimately, Nicholas Hoult felt like a very more real version and a more relatable version of a
much more grounded version. And he is a maniacal supervillain, right? Or he's not supervillain, but a maniacal villain. But it's grounded in the sense that, I actually can see this being a reality.
Especially his like henchmen around him. That felt very believable. Yeah. But I think he had a bigger hill to climb, because I don't think that character has historically been regarded the way as the people that have played Superman historically.
Sure. And I think I agree with that. What maybe factors in for me, and we can debate this if you want, but I think actors who don't regularly have a bald head, when they shave bald for roles, I think that is a distraction and a hurdle that takes a little bit to get over. So like you said, like he ultimately won you over. There may be a reality where you're just like, okay, I finally bought into the fact that he's got a shaved head. You know, like he looks so different than what he normally looks like, but not like in like a transformative way, in almost kind of a lazy, I'm just shaving my head for this role kind of way. And I think that for me is a little bit distracting.
Interesting.
But I don't know. I'm just positing this now. I've not like spent a lot of time thinking about the
you think
the
only naturally bald people should play Lex Luthor?
Give us the roles that we deserve. I'm just saying it would be good to see representation.
Okay. Then I said Rachel Brosnahan. I really liked as Lois Lane. I thought she was a great fit.
She was a great fit. There was a couple of moments where she slipped into Maisel. There's a couple moments where she slipped into Maisel.
Well, it's just that's such an iconic character. I think it's hard not to picture it. But I would say that Rachel Brosnahan felt the most natural.
Yes.
In her role.
Well, and I think too the wardrobe played well with what we already know to be true about her too, right? Like almost like a period piece. Like I think all of that, all the things that like played against some of these other characters, I think went in favor of Lois in this particular role. As Superman, I actually really liked him as Superman. I liked how human he was, and I know that's kind of the whole point of this, and people are calling this the woke Superman, and the far right thinks that this is like a travesty for like all these things, like right, like
what do you read? Okay, sorry, continue.
Have you not heard about like the
controversy? But I just no, I haven't. I also don't care. So
I follow whitehouse.gov. there is an actual lawsuit. I don't know if it's a pending lawsuit.
No, hang on, about it.
No. I just want to tell you this. There was a either pending lawsuit or like a threat of a $1 billion lawsuit from James Gunn because the White House posted a photo of the Superman poster, but they superimposed Trump's face on it, and they're calling it a copyright infringement, and it's like a whole thing. Anyway,
okay,
but I like the wokeness, the real kind of in touch with his feelings, the one who's a human, like bringing the human.
He would save a squirrel.
Yeah, literally, right? Like that's to me, I think that's endearing. I liked him as, and it was believable. It didn't. The only thing that took me out a little bit was the overindulgence of the non inappropriate language, like the gosh darn it, right? Like that.
Well, but okay,
There's an
so let's
overindulgence of that.
an indulgence. I think you meant
There's an
indulgence,
overindulgence.
but okay, so let's go to that real quick because I said that James Gunn tried to like he really would overly James Gunn stuff, and I think
Yes.
this created some of that clash because I
Mhm.
think Superman was really set up to be a very specific style of character.
Mhm.
I think some of the stylization around Superman and again around like his Antarctic base and stuff like that was really trying to convey like a certain feeling and emotion. But then I thought some of the James Gunniness around Green Lantern and Hawk Girl and some of the scenes that took place clashed with the personality we were being communicated and just the vibe we were being
Yes.
communicated about Superman. So,
Mhm.
one of the best examples, and if you don't want a spoiler right now, don't listen for the next 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. When the robot is trying to kill itself by stabbing itself in the head with a screwdriver.
Mhm.
That is like such a super James Gunn thing that felt very out of place to me in this film. It felt overly dark and overly crass is like the wrong word, but it just
Hmm.
felt wrong for the vibe of everything else that was going on. And there were a couple of examples like that that popped up.
That's interesting. I feel the way you feel generally, but specifically,
Green
I actually
Lantern, the big middle fingers popping out of the ground. It's funny,
it is
but
funny.
does that fit the vibe of what we're being shown in the
Right.
rest of the film?
Uh, I think I think in relation to what you just said, I think I allowed the curse of knowledge of that being voiced by Alan Tudyk
Uh-huh.
to allow me to go that place with that character without it feeling like it was a stretch, and it actually felt true to the kinds of characters that Alan Tudyk plays. So I maybe didn't consider
Small
the vibe
roosters.
the vibe from right, the vibe from that's a really fun, like, I don't know that a lot of people would get that
Hey, hey.
reference, but yeah. Um so I think for me, I because I knew that it felt true to the kinds of characters that he plays, so I allowed it without even kind of giving it a second guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Green Lantern um, just felt out of place, and I think it felt like this was James Gunn's. Remember from Suicide Squad that like cat character that like it was like almost like a mangy cat that was like always
Okay.
hacking stuff up or whatever.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's that every movie's gonna have that weird character,
Yeah.
and it's meant. I think it was voiced by Pete Davidson, and maybe not. Maybe it was a different character, but I think that those characters are indicative of James Gunn, just like pastels and uh, marionettes are true to Wes Anderson. Like you don't have to have this character be in a weird outfit for it to be playful, but you do because you're Wes Anderson. Like it's that kind of thing.
So one more thing, and then I'll throw it over because I want to hear your review. But
Yeah.
I forgot to mention this, and I needed to. I loved Mr. Terrific.
Oh, I hated it.
What?
I hated Mr.
Really?
Terrific. Yeah.
Okay. Why did you hate Mr. Terrific?
Uh I just thought he was so stupid. Like him flying around in like his visuals were so dumb. Uh and the the T on his face, it might be comic accurate, but I thought that it was stupid. Like it just didn't, to me it didn't.
You didn't
It
like
didn't.
his vibe. You didn't like his personality. You didn't like that stuff.
Every once in a while I was okay with it, but it just felt like, I don't know, it
Here's what I
felt,
liked. I'll tell you what
everyone
I
felt
liked.
a little ham-fisted into like a
Hey,
particular like subgenre of character.
what I liked is that
Weasel, yes, thank you, Jedi.
Nathan Fillion's character, Green
Yes.
Lantern,
Green Lantern.
that's kind of the James Gunn character. Sarcastic and kind of crass and a bit over the top, eccentric, whatever. And I kind of expected that to carry through all that whole like cast of people. And what I liked about Mr. Terrific is that even though he wasn't the Superman character, and so he's not like the main character,
Yes,
he still in many ways came across as he shared all of the same like
responsibilities.
yeah,
Yeah.
purpose, responsibility, agreement, like belief, etc. And instead of it being someone else that Superman has to like prove the purpose to, he just stood up and did his job. And there was something that was very simplistic that I appreciated about that like from a writing standpoint could have really easily gone a different direction and could have gone more the Nathan Fillion direction or the Green Lantern direction.
Yeah.
So I appreciate, frankly, how simple his character was.
And serious.
Yeah,
he was the straight man.
Right. And Superman was also the straight man, and so I'm glad that like I'm almost glad that there was more than one. Like I'm glad that there were, but again, that's the reason I think also why some of this stuff clashed a little bit more for me, because it did feel like it felt like 80% of the film was one way, and you had this 20% that was just trying to like remind you, like, hey, this is James Gunn, and I have a lot of say.
Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't love him as a character.
What's your overall rating? So I told you that for me, it's like an 85 out of 100. So 8.5 out of 10. That's easy math you can do.
Yep.
Where do you put it? Because honestly, after talking to you, I'm expecting you to give it a high score, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I think I land between 7.5 and 8 on this film. But I will say the one thing that this film has going for it, if it only has one thing, and there are several things that are good about this film. The one thing that I think is the take home is how entertaining the fight scenes are. This is not your boring, regular old fight scene stuff. This is, it's wild. It's a little bit of Suicide Squad. It's a little bit of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's even a little bit of like Bullet Train. And I know he didn't do Bullet Train, but it's got like some high octane things. Some of the fights are really funny. Some of the fights are really serious. And I think the way that they use CG to bring you into the scenes, I think it's the best way that we've seen Superman so far. As a character who does primarily all of his fights in the air, which means, it's going to be mostly visual effects for his fights. I think the way that we saw Superman fly and the visuals for that were really, really good. I think the visuals of this movie are worth a mention.
Yeah.
And so I think a 7.5. I think maybe I would just give it an 8, a flat 8. I think is good. Yeah.
I also think that the choice for him to sing that piece of Defying Gravity when he was fighting that monster in the final scene was very interesting.
When he was, say that again? What?
I'm just kidding. I didn't.
Oh, I was like, I totally missed that. I was also a little distracted by what Jedi just said.
It's fine. Here, ultimately, I was talking before the show. This isn't in the edit, but I was talking not before the show. I was talking while you were fixing your mic about how I was so burned out on superhero films. That I think I counted now, and there's 5 Marvel films that I have not seen. Because I just don't have like a drive to do it. I don't find it interesting. And most of the ones I've seen recently, I just saw, frankly, for the community of seeing it, not because I actually was interested in the film itself.
Yeah.
This is a film I was 100% going to skip. I had no intention of watching. And it's not because I don't like any of the people, but it's not a property I particularly care about. And again, superhero films in general have been a bit off-putting for me for a while. But that said, I was invited. And I went for the community, and ultimately, I'm glad I did. I enjoyed it. I would watch this film again. Like I said, it's mostly it's a vibe of a film that is refreshing for the genre.
Yeah.
Because it's not with the success of like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think there was a bit of a push to keep pointing superhero films that direction to that and it's funny because I'm referencing another James Gunn property,
Yeah.
but in some ways this film tries to rein that back in and bring a bit more of the like you referenced the gosh darn it, but a bit more of the like family simple
Yeah.
good for the sake of good message, bring like reduce some of the complication in that. And so for that, I enjoy it, even though it did have moments that I felt like ultimately clashed, and we saw a bit of like, you know, a bit too much James Gunn pop out, even though it is a James Gunn film. So for all those reasons, I did enjoy the film, and I look forward to seeing another installment. So
one thing that I want to, the stinger was funny.
It's kind of Shazam-y in that.
It is kind of Shazam-y, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you stay for the stinger? I'm assuming the final.
There are two, but yes.
Right. Yeah, the final one. I thought it was funny. I thought it was actually like just being super critical. I think the film ends like the stinger ends with him saying, "Gosh darn it." I think that is like
that actually might be
I think that's the cap of the whole thing. But the crap, what was I going to say? I totally lost it when I started thinking about that. Anyway, it felt like there were beats of Guardians, but then there were beats of other things that were in there. It wasn't completely over the top. Oh, the comic accurate stuff. I want to look into Ultraman, and that's all I'll say is Ultraman. And because in my head, I kept expecting to see another character, and I'm just going to type this to you. And I'm wondering if this is a combo or if this is comic accurate, because when they did that reveal, I was like, oh, that's okay. That's not what I was expecting. So anyway, it makes me want to go in and because I haven't followed all of the Superman stuff. I know enough about the property. I've read enough of it to be dangerous to know some of these characters, but that was one that was a little surprising to me. Does that mean you're not lining up to see Fantastic Four First Steps this week? Because we got our next super installment this week.
I'm going to be honest. In some ways, this film has made me more open to watching Fantastic.
And the Fantastic Four is supposed to be incredibly stylized, and it's supposed to be stylized in a genre that, or in an aesthetic that you are very, very
yeah, I love all the furniture. Exactly.
Yeah, you are a mid-century modern boy, and so
you don't think the Fortress of Solitude, like even from a cinematography standpoint, just felt different than the rest of the movie?
No, it did feel different, but it was supposed to. It's supposed to feel different.
Okay,
that's in the comic. It is this grandiose like palace of a thing that it's pretty solid. It's called Fortress of Solitude for a reason, right? Like it's meant to be pretty sparse and barren, and at the same time
there in the film, and I was like, oh, I love this.
You thought the whole thing was going to be like that, but then
you're like in Metropolis, and I'm like, I don't care anymore.
But that's kind of the idea. That's the difference between Superman and Clark Kent. Is Clark Kent lives in the real world. It's mundane. It's khaki pants and button-up shirt and glasses. Obviously glasses. But then Superman is in this wholly other alien world, and so it's the mashing of these two things. So like
I did enjoy
fully stylistically to the point of what the character's like dichotomy is.
One of my favorite parts of the film, and then we'll move on, is that even in quiet moments, there's still some weird monster entity fight going on in the background, and everybody just kind of ignores it.
That's a James Gunn thing. That was a James Gunn thing that worked really well. Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's James Gunn, like at his best, not going over the top. Yeah, I could go on and on, but Gene Hackman was
I actually like, and again, I have to be honest, I haven't seen all the films.
Yeah.
But The clips I've seen as Gene Hackman of Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, I've enjoyed a lot. So
I don't remember his
he has
performance,
a
but
casualness that I really think fits well. But
well, that's what I think works really well with Kevin Spacey is I believe him in that role because
you believe he's evil because he may actually be evil as a human being.
he carries himself with like a dominance that he obviously asserts. So like it's
Sure.
So that
he seems
reads
like someone that hurts people.
he seems like a predator, and you want to have a predator portray the villain. Again, it's representation.
He should be
but
the banker on Deal or No Deal Island.
I think it's
People
important
would take it way more seriously.
I think it's important to know that those charges were dropped. They came.
They all died.
They settled. So it's I think important to know that.
When they died.
So I'm rooting for you, Kevin. All right, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. You can find the handful of things we talked about over in our show notes and the links there at mof1.network. You can find the what's the thing that we do on the internet called?
Yep.
A podcast. You can get onto our Slack channel there as well, and just click on that little Slack logo. It's that hashtag logo, and you can join the conversation in there. And we can talk about Superman and all these other things inside of there. Like, rate, review. You won't do it, but you know, just defeat it.
Gosh.
You know, you hit a point where it's just like, what's the definition of insanity? It's where you do the same thing over and over and expect different results, right? So, but in the meantime, we've given you plenty of things to go watch, to take in, and to be a part of. And so go do those things. And then, hey, share the episode. Sharing is caring. Hopefully Lauren will feel better and be back when we come to our next episode. We won't roll right now. We'll just do it off air with Lauren so that we can just get it with her. Otherwise, you can find me at Andrew Sale with 3s instead of E's on the internet. Patrick, where do people find you?
At Squirrel.
I was so hoping you were going to say at Electric Scooter. At Disneyland. That's the thing though.
That's true.
Like if you look that up, then you'd just be on Disneyland. Hey, happy 70th Disneyland. Are we done?
Are we going to say bye?
Oh yeah. I'm Andrew.
I'm Patrick.
Peace out.
Bye. I mean, I wasn't worried.
I'm not scared.
I mean, I liked Superman.
Yeah.
I thought I would hate it.
Me too.
But I will say, like, even if you don't like it, pacing's not bad. It'll be over.
I'll say, yeah, that's true. I will say that if I had to choose between that and F1, I would see F1 again in a heartbeat.
I hate to say this. Gosh, I hate saying this. I hate to say this so much. But of all the kind of like plot lines and the people you're introduced to in that film, do you know who Anthony Kerrigan is?
Batty.
Yeah. Do you know who he played in the film?
Yeah, Element Boy.
Okay. Metamorpho or whatever his name is.
Sure. Yep.
I did not need that plot line at all. And I hate to say that because I love him as an actor, but that was such a waste.
That was the other character that felt over the top. Like there were just over the top. But it's comic accurate. Okay, fine. It's comic accurate. Fine. Not every character in the comic needs to make their way into the movie for the movie to be comic accurate.
Yeah.
I did love the ongoing Justice Gang beat for it to end with Metamorpho. I did think that was very fun.
So, one thing, because you also see this with he likes to listen to these messages at ComSim beat. James Gunn did a very good job, a sign of good writing, of like setting up these threads and like landing them. He got it. He finally got it. Of like landing them in a very like satisfying and like unexpected or just exciting way.
Yeah.
And what you just pointed out is another good example of that. So there are pieces like that that I hear and go, or I think of and go, like, it is a sign of good writing. But
not all of it was good writing. I think
not all of it.
Yeah, I think some of it was just like, again, an overindulgence. In some ways, it had the same kind of satisfying ending to it that Thunderbolts did. Did you ever end up seeing Thunderbolts?
I haven't seen Thunderbolts. I will see Thunderbolts. It's still like $25 to rent. So just give me a couple days.
Thunderbolts is pretty good. I would put it up against this film in terms of like an ensemble cast that's kind of like the. I know it's Superman. It's hard to say Superman's B Squad, but it did kind of feel like it was Superman and the B Squad.
No, I will watch it, but yeah. I think you could have lost the Kerrigan storyline. Kerrigan, Metamorpho. I think you could have lost this storyline, and I did actually enjoy.
And Beck Bennett's character
just did nothing.
Yeah.
I love Beck Bennett, but
I did love why his character didn't get a seat. He said it can seat 5 or 6 people. Oh, okay. Come on. And then it can only seat 5 people. And then he just sits down and has nothing to strap into. I thought that was funny.
I did not understand. I don't know I still know who the girl was that was there in the office.
Oh, yeah.
Who was she?
She reminded me of a Spider-Man character, but I'm like,
low cut shirt girl?
Yeah.
I don't.
Boobs McGee. Yeah.
Boobs McGee was there. Don't know what she does. Maybe she's like Thanos in the future. I don't read the comics. I have no idea, but she made no sense to me.
Did you know that James Gunn's son is the photos at the end of Superman growing up? That's James Gunn's son.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
and now
that was
you
nice.
said that. Oh, it's so sweet.
It was nice. It was sweet. Sweet.
Anyway, but you're right. Fight scenes were great, and a lot of I actually enjoyed the CG. I read an article. It was from like the Atlantic, I think, where they were. Was it the Atlantic or was it? Might have been New York Times, but they were complaining about the amount of CGI in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly,
but like,
I thought
what do you?
CGI was great. I thought it was beautiful. And
we didn't talk about Crypto at all, and Crypto as a character was so fun.
Okay. The number one, Crypto annoyed the hell out of me. But number 2, in the same way that all dogs annoy the hell out of me. And I actually think Crypto might have been the... I said Rachel Brosnahan was. I'm wrong. It was Crypto.
Was what?
Was what?
Was what?
The most anchored character.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it felt very...
like,
there were several moments where I was like, this is a dog. This is just...
Yeah,
it's
like
a dog. Yeah.
It's nothing. It doesn't. Yeah.
There was a moment like where Crypto jumps in the lap and just becomes fully in the way and unapologetically in the way. And it's so many times we have had that same situation with Hercules. I'm like,
yeah.
Why are you right here? What are you serving? Right? Why do you have to be in this specific space at this specific time other than
Crypto
to just annoy the shit out of me?
Was the most real and the most annoying in the most real way possible.
Yeah. Yeah. But
anyway.
Foster and adoptions of dogs went up by over 500% after the release of this movie.
And there are people I know complaining or talking a lot about Superman's parents and the message and all that stuff. I don't take any issue with those beats. I thought they worked really, really well.
I actually kind of loved the take on that. I loved the take on that.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
We did it.
Do you want to talk about MAGA some more? Bye!
Yeah, that's the appropriate response. See, where's my disaster slide? Just kidding.
Putting
Bye,
out
everyone.
some fires.